How's it going, everyone? I wanted to do an unboxing video, and why I chose this, the Benchmade Osborne 940. A lot of people know this. I was talking to, like researching about the 940. Everybody kind of compared it to the Leatherman Wave of everyday carry knives. You know how much love the Leatherman Wave has with, in the multi-tool world. Well, the Benchmade 940, everybody knows about and loves it. So I just wanted to check it out, see what I like about it and what I dislike. And we'll go from there. I bought it off Conviso. It was $216 knife, and I got it on clearance for $172, which isn't too bad. I don't see it anywhere like that for, 170, 172. The Spyderco, I'll bring that in later, was about 179. So this is brand new too. I was thinking of getting it used on Knife Swap, but let's see. I never did. Oh, see, you can see it's brand new right there. I'll use my Leatherman. See if I can peel it. It just peels. Okay. It's my first brand new Benchmade. It's cool they gave you stickers and stuff too. Oop, I'm ripping it. Oh well, you don't really need it. We'll get that after. So we'll just do an unboxing and see. Uh-oh. Is it both sides? No. So this is supposed to be like the Leatherman Wave of, the multi-tool world. And I got it in OG green too. So this is the box it comes in. I like that they give you stickers. That's kind of cool. So let's take it apart. You got a care thing. User care manual. Ooh, I like that. I like this too, the Benchmade. It's kind of like for sunglasses. Really nice. And it comes with the axis. This is the locking mechanism on it. Let's look at this thing. Ooh, it's like chalky feeling. This is my first impressions. I like the clip. It's a fat clip. Very slim profile. Look at that purple. It reminds me of the Riddler, the green and purple. That is beautiful. It's a closed. See how it's closed? You got the lock there, so just bring it up and down. Yeah, it's pretty damn centered too, surprisingly. A lot of people on Benchmade say it's not centered, but that is a beautiful knife. Very lightweight, 2.9 ounces. Let's open it for the first time. Oop. I gotta wear it in. Look at that. That is beautiful. Does it have the, yeah, it's pretty sharp. That says Osborne right there. This is S30V steel. Big blade. Pretty big. I love that shape. It's like the reverse Tonto, it's called. The shape of the blade. Very unique. I think it comes in at, let me see here, a little over 3 inches. Yeah, it's like 3.4 inches or so. So it's over 3 inches. That feeling, this is aluminum, by the way. Very unique. Look at that. So you just push these back. You can open it like that, kind of like a switchblade. But the only thing negative I can think of is if those break, which I hear good things about the axis lock. If that ever breaks, you're kind of fucked because it won't lock anymore. But you can open it with your thumb. I like those thumb knobs. There we go. But you see that Benchmade logo? That's beautiful. It's closed. Look at that purple. That's pretty. I didn't think I would like it, but geez. This is the OG, you know, Osborne. Now that knife blade is unique, I think. This is from like a multi-tool perspective. The reverse tanto. Because look at, you can see it's thick here. Then it goes narrow. And then you get thickness here too. So that tip shouldn't break. That tip, it looks like you could use that as an awl almost too. If you wanted to, like to start a hole. Because it's so sharp. It's almost a multi-purpose blade. That's what a lot of people say too. I just like the shape of it. It's like a belly kind of. I hear people using it as a screwdriver too. So it's almost more than just a knife, which is pretty cool. Coming from like a multi-tool. I love the feeling of this. The finish. The quality just feels right on. You can see it's right there. A lot of people say, you know, compare this to the Leatherman Wave just because it's just an icon. This has been around for 20 years. Osborne recently died, I believe, and they're still making them. This color is what it first came out on. The 940-2 they had as well, which was black. Then this was open, but there's green. You know, this was open, but it was black and green. The bolts here were green, and I just want it, you know, kind of the OG of what it's known for, the Benchmade Osborne. I like opening it. It's very fun. Yeah, I'd shave my nail. I know it would. Cool thing about, you know, this is it's kind of ambidextrous, so I can open it with my left hand as well, just by flinging it like that. And I think I should be able to close it. So if I was on a ladder, yeah, see? So I can open it this way on my right hand, or if I wanted to, I could go left hand and close it. How cool is that? So both hands you can open and close. And the pocket clip you can do this side, or you can do on this side as well. But the aluminum finish really, look how thin that profile is. It's just very, very thin to fit in your pocket. It's like less than a ½ inch. Open length, I believe it's just under, let me see here, 8 inches. Yeah, it's just under 8 inches, just shy of 8 inches. This is a beautiful knife though. Hold on, let's get a comparison. It's gonna be kind of a long video, but I think it deserves it just because everybody knows about the Benchmade 940. This is the Leatherman Wave, so I kind of compared it to that. So you got, this is my first knife, Spyderco Para 3, which I kind of compare it to the, you know, the Victorinox, just because you got the better blade on it. I believe the S45 VN blade, and the quality is just there. Quality's there on that too, but they're asking for a huge amount of price on that. That's over $200. This is $179 everywhere. I was lucky to get that on clearance. I do like both. This I can't really do on my left hand, but the right hand. So you got the Para 2, or Para 3, I'm sorry. And I got this beauty. This was the exclusive DLT. This is the Para 3 in OD green. Very nice, a little bigger than the Para 2. Let's see. These are the two knife a lot of people talk about. but you can see how much thicker the Spyderco is. Plus this closed shape is pretty cool. I'm digging that green. This green too. Cool. It just looks so much bigger, the Spyderco. And then last but not least, I got this. I think this is my favorite color, guys. The Benchmade Mini 945 Osborne. Look at that blue, it just pops. I wish if they had a color like that in the Osborne, I would definitely get it. But it's just so small. That's the only thing about this one. I feel like this is perfect size because I can get my hands on it. Compared to this, I can barely, my pinky can barely reach. Plus, I'm a little nervous if you had to like go in close to jump. It feels like it'll cut it there. But I love the color of this. You can see the blade's a lot bigger on the Osborne. This thing's fun though. The Mini, you can open it left-handed as well. Change the pocket clip if you want. It has the reverse tanto as well. Lightweight, really lightweight. Look at the difference. The thing I like about Spyderco too is when you put your finger, it doesn't feel like it's gonna touch the blade. So you can get like tight corners and stuff with that, so that's nice. I like just flicking it open. I love that Spyderco hole. But this has the thumb hole, or thumb pad kinda. So you can just open it one-handed if you wanted to. It's kind of like a stone wash finish. It feels great. So let's check I made a chart, Knife Nerds. I was just going through this. So I did steel rating. There's toughness, edge retention, and corrosion resistance on each steel that we have here. The S30V blade, which is found on, the Benchmade 940 or the Mini Osborne. You can see it says right here, S30V blade. Right here it says, it should say S30V. Yeah, it does. S30V blade. Very sharp. So they both say S30V blade. So toughness, that means like resistance to, breaking, the brittleness, I guess you call it. It's 4 from 1 to 10. It scores 4. And it's okay. Edge retention, that's pretty good. It's 6. So that's the amount of times you use it, to cut paper, cardboard, anything. That's gonna retain its edge the longest. Corrosion resistance, which we live in New England, so corrosion is kind of, a big thing. And that gives you a 7.5. That's pretty decent. So we go to, where did I put it? The Leatherman. This is the Wave. You got 420 HC, which is kind of lower, steel quality. This is all stainless steel, by the way. You got 9 for toughness. So this isn't going to break as much as the other ones. So 9 is probably the highest in all of these. Edge retention, 2.5. That's probably the worst. That's as many times as you cut it to hold its edge. So 2.5 is pretty bad. Corrosion resistance, that's high, 8. So you got a solid 8 on that. So you go to the S45VN pair 3. A lot of people are talking about this. You can see it right here. It says S45VN steel. Very nice steel. That's what it's known for. This is the pair 3. So this is the smaller of the pair 2. And you got, toughness is a 4. That's okay. That's like the same as the S30. Edge retention, 5.5. That's pretty good. A little better than, I guess 5 would be average or a little under. Corrosion resistance, that's where it kills, 8. So you got an 8 on that. That's pretty good. I love closing that, by the way. Then you go to the S90V. A lot of people say this is great steel. S90V. Let's see if we can find it. Yep. CPM S90V steel. This thing's a beast. I love the feeling of it too, like in your hands. Just the grooves. I think that's awesome. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was there's no lanyard hole, which I could care less about on this. The Benchmade. I don't think the Mini doesn't have it either, but look at those blue popping. I love that. But this has a lanyard hole. This has a lanyard hole as well. The Spyderco. But we got edge toughness. That's probably the worst out of the all of them. 3.5. So that's not too great. That's like chipping and stuff. Edge retention, that's a killer, a 9. So the S90V steel is gonna, hold an edge a lot longer than the other ones, which is nice. Corrosion resistance, 7.5. That's pretty good too. They're all pretty good in corrosion resistance. So that's good. Now I had to do a little research on this. It doesn't show too much on see if I can find it. Yeah. So this is the Victorinox steel. I had to look it up. EN 1.411, that's what it's called. It's higher percentage chromium, that's what it says. So you have HRC 56 in the blade on a Victorinox multi-tool. I looked it up on Knife Nerds. They said that's pretty much the 1.4116. So the toughness is probably the worst at all 4 of these on 1.4116 blade. So if it's gonna chip. It seems like it would be the easiest to chip at all of them. Edge retention, that's bad too. You got 2.5, surprisingly. So it's not gonna hold an edge as well on the Victorinox. Corrosion resistance, you got a solid 8, so that's pretty good. So I never see anybody talk about, Victorinox, the blades on it. So I just wanted to see. And I guess it's not 420 HC. I thought it would be, but it's not. But they said this high chromium, that's what gives it that nice finish on the Victorinox. So that's pretty impressive. I feel like, the Victorinox is similar to Spyderco just because they're putting like the crazy amount of steel inside, Spyderco's knives. You got the, you start with the S30V if you want, but they go all the way to Maximate, I think it's called, or something crazy like that. And S90V, which I have here. Then you got the S45V here. It's crazy what they put into these knives. Benchmade, you got S30V steel, which is cool. And then if you wanted to go a little higher, they had the carbon handle, which was, I think it was $252 with the deal. I almost got that, but I got this instead because I wanted the OG color. And that one has S90V, so it'd be similar to this one. So I just wanted to make this chart just to look at things, and I guess nothing is gonna hit like all 10s, It has to give in some categories, but just kind of interesting to see. S45VN, a lot of people in the knife community love it. S30V has been around a long time as well. And I'm trying to look. Usually Benchmade has those, those blade marks that go up and down. This doesn't really show it too well. I like the feeling of this though. And like I said, this is easier to open and close ambidextrous. So I can do it in my left hand or right, as opposed to the, Spyderco. It's kind of hard to open left-handed. I can't really close it left-handed either. So that's one thing that, Benchmade has on it. You can see it's a lot less thick, the Benchmade. This just hides in the pocket. I like the pocket clip too, it's thick. It's a big boy. as opposed to the Spyderco. But yeah, Spyderco has good prices. You know, the prices I see are like pretty decent. It depends what you want. They give you a lot of exclusives as well. You can go from like $100 all the way to like, I've seen them like 200, 300, depending on the blade you want and stuff. But this is just the G10. I think black on black's pretty sick. This is the only knife I have with, you know, non-black blade. I thought it'd be kind of cool to just get OG, like I said. And it does feel great. I don't really like that, putting your finger like that. It feels like it's going to cut it. That's one thing I like about Spyderco as well is, you know, when you have it open, you can just put your finger here if you want to get closer without feeling like it's going to cut you. Very, very sharp, both knives. I heard this, you know, if you're cutting things, I'll have to test it, but if you're cutting things all the time, this is more slicey tool as opposed to the Benchmade 940. So you can open it like that. That's kind of cool. But this feels very, very sharp as well. I love that blade shape. You could probably use the end as a, you know, a reamer or an awl, which is pretty impressive if you had to start a hole for your screw or whatnot. It just feels like quality though. And that purple just pops. Look at that. Kind of like the Riddler, like I said. But yeah, I have no regrets of getting this. A lot of people are like, oh, it's $200 plus dollars, but buy one, cry once, you know. I love quality, and this is made in USA. And if this ever breaks too, the blade, you can send it to Benchmade for $25 if it's like the whole tip's broken or whatnot. They'll give you a brand new blade out of it, so that's kind of cool if you ever have to send it back. Lifetime warranty, I believe, on this, especially with the Omega springs breaking if it ever does. This is the only open area right here. Feels great in the hands though. Lightweight. I actually like it. I prefer the, you know, the 940 over the 945, the feeling wise, because this is just so small. It's funny, but it's just, I love the color too. That blue and black just pop. But it just feels wicked small, this 940 versus the 945. 940 versus 945. It just feels so much smaller. Well, this was a fun unboxing video. I just wanted to, this is kind of my first like knife. I'm new to the knife world, and I've been researching of the best, you know, everyday carry knife, and I just wanted to bring you guys this. And everybody on the knife world kind of says, you got to get a Benchmade. You know, the Benchmade Osborne 940 is one of the, it's like the Leatherman wave. Everybody knows about it. It's been around for 20 plus years. Just very iconic knife. And I see why. I'll have to, you know, everyday carry it, but you could just see that slim profile. That knife blade is just, that double-edged tanto is just so iconic and so cool. I'm digging it. I do love Spyderco though. This is my very first knife. Very easy to close as well. You got the compression lock. I trust that compression lock. Just fun fidget knife. And you can see how much width it takes up in your pocket compared to this. This is just a slimline knife. But this is like about $179. I paid $172 for the Benchmade, brand new too. I paid, I think, $170 for this one, or $179 too. $100 for this one on Knife Swap, which I was lucky. I just love the color. I didn't know how small it would be, but it's just kind of fun to, you know, fidget with, and these scales are fun too. I think they're G10. That's another thing with these purple right here. That's titanium. The back, the closed back. Very, very slim line though. I love that. It looks pretty centered. I think I got a good one, guys. A lot of people are saying the quality's off and stuff on these Benchmades, but I feel like it's pretty on this one. This access lock, I love that. Just flicking it open. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of thought into it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Please give me a like.